Hey guys, just wanted to put out there a little video about who I am and what I do, what I've done, and maybe what's coming up. Just wanted to introduce myself, Matt King, out of Daytona Beach, Florida. Trained with a team down here, Alpha Whiskey, AW. Arm wrestling team right here, locally in Daytona. Feel free to come out and practice. Hit me up on a private message or direct message, and love to have you and grip up with you. My background, the first sport I got into was, seriously anyway, was tennis. So I played tennis for about 10 years at a decently high level. I was ranked at one point in the state of Florida, which is known throughout the world as being one of the biggest areas for the sport of tennis. Enjoyed my time in the sport, kind of got burned out a little bit, both literally and figuratively near the end. It is very hot in Florida, of course, hot and humid. And just kind of lost my enjoyment for the sport for a while, so I kind of exited for a time. I got married, my lovely wife, and kind of kept up in the gym, did some general weightlifting through my late teens, early 20s, averaged somewhere between 185 pounds to 200 pounds body weight throughout that time. Nothing too crazy. But from there, my wife and I, we played a lot of ultimate frisbee. I played some flag football for a little time, and then we found rock climbing, and we really got into that pretty heavily for about 3 years. Until our first child was born, and even throughout after she was born as well, we continued in the sport for about 3 years, and that really continued to strengthen my grip, my tendons. One thing about tennis, I think the motion, especially the forehand motion, which I played with my right arm, I think it does a lot to strengthen your tendons over time. Again, 10 years in the sport, doing motion tends to have an effect on your arm. So I already kind of came into it with a fairly large forearm, and rock climbing even furthered that, I think, continued to improve my grip strength and forearm size through that sport as well. Got reasonably good at it. I was no rock star. I was a little bit too heavy to be a great rock climber, but did fairly well with it as far as bouldering goes in indoor gyms in Florida. From there, I found arm wrestling. During COVID, I think it was during one of the lockdowns, I saw a video. I believe it was Devin. I don't remember who he was pulling. It might have been Devin and Dennis. But I thought it was just, wow, this is really cool. It's a strength sport. They're not hitting each other in the face, getting messed up. I was a big fan of MMA, so I love that type of thing, but I didn't really want to mess myself up. I work in business, and it wouldn't exactly look good if I came in on Monday morning all black and blue and not able to talk. So I was like, man, I really want to find a fight or combat sport where I can, still fight. It has a weight category so that I can, keep myself healthy and down to a certain weight, so I'm not eating pies and crap all the time. Just give me some motivation to work out as well. So found out there were some weight categories. I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. Went to my first practice and got completely destroyed. I think I gripped up with, one of the first guys I gripped up with there was George Whitfield, who was also in the Challengers Series there. He had a left-hand super match just recently at the Challengers Series versus Eli Sadoff. Both of them awesome arm wrestlers and friends. But the first time I gripped up with George, I think he was probably 160 something pounds, I was 200 pounds, out of the gym, big dude, thought I was strong. He absolutely destroyed me. I mean, held me center table and taught me very quickly that it wasn't about just raw strength or size. It was technique, it was positioning, it was tendon strength. There's so many things that once you get into arm wrestling, you really learn about. So, from there, I kept going to different practices. Team Jacksonville, I would go up there, drive up there to hit up their practices from time to time. I would go up to Palatka to see Austin Wade, and George, I think, was going up there at that time quite a bit as well. And really, these guys taught me so much and helped me learn to explain things. I felt different things, and really helped me out, especially in the early season of my arm wrestling experience. The other big thing too was tournaments. I went to tournaments as much as I possibly could. As soon as I found out that there was an arm wrestling tournament, I was there, man. I really enjoyed going to tournaments. I did not always win, although my very first tournament I did place third in, and I beat some experienced guys. I had good potential. Again, I think the tennis and the rock climbing really helped me in the early stages. But you quickly learn there's guys that are way better than you. It's a humbling sport, and there's definitely levels to it, and it's not always the size of the guy that matters in arm wrestling. So yeah, I really hit a lot of tournaments in my early season, really all the way up through even till now. I've been a big time tournament puller. Really, the Challenger Series this year recently, and pulling Vios was really one of my first super matches, and I was super grateful for that opportunity to pull such an awesome athlete in Vios. Super great guy, extremely experienced. I was surprised myself at what I did there, and certainly didn't expect to have that kind of an outcome, but very grateful for it. I'm going to keep training to be better as well. But prior to that, I pulled many tournaments. I think in 2023, I pulled something like 6 to 7 tournaments. I may have, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I went undefeated on my right arm throughout that year. But I mean, the years prior to that, learning and growing in the sport, many losses. And losses are super valuable, especially tournament losses. You get it on video, you can go back and you can study, you can learn how your technique worked and how it didn't work, and how your opponent's technique countered what you were doing or didn't counter what you were doing, and really examining that is invaluable to the sport and your development in the sport. So I very much encourage, especially newer pullers, even experienced pullers, to go to tournaments and grip up with different arms. Everybody's got a different technique, slight variations. A top roll is not always a top roll. A press is not always a press. Hook isn't always a hook. Not in the same pressures in the same ways, and it varies as many times as there are people. So highly encourage people hit tournaments. I know the FAL down here, Florida Arm Wrestling League, has done a great job of putting on several tournaments locally. There's other organizations also in the state of Florida, in other states as well, so in other countries as well. So I highly encourage you guys to attend tournaments, learn, grow in the sport, and really try to succeed. Yeah, so that's a bit about me. About my background. Continuing to get stronger. I practice table time 1 to 2 times a week, depending on how I'm feeling or what I'm preparing for. I'm in the gym, honestly, probably 2 to 3 times a week. training in arm wrestling specific movements. I also do a little bit of general strength and conditioning as well. Love the sport of arm wrestling. Really enjoy the training aspect and the technical aspects of what the sport has to offer. It's just limitless. Every time I'm on the table with somebody, every time I grip up with somebody, I'm learning something new. And I ask questions, always ask questions. You know, there's people out there that know way more than I do. And I think anybody that's been in the sport for long enough knows that there's still things to learn. Even the best arm wrestlers in the world can learn something and feel something and have something to work on. Anyway, that's a little bit about me. Hope you enjoyed it. We've got some really cool stuff coming. I believe, hopefully, the next Challenger Series, you're going to see me back on the table. Not announcing yet who that opponent's going to be. Probably another international opponent, another heavy hitter, very accomplished athlete. And look forward to that match. Really want to win again, obviously, and continue on succeeding in the sport. But you know what? If you lose, it definitely teaches you more. So either way, we're going to keep trying. By the grace of God, still have my strength and health, and got to keep going in the sport. So thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.